Hello, this is Jeannie T with It's All About Yarn, Knit and Crochet. Today I'm going to show you how to make this raspberry stitch dishy, also known as the Trinity stitch. It's very pretty, isn't it? And this is made with cotton. I'm using up all my cottons. And the yarn that I use is a 4-weight made by Easy Knit. And this is one that I picked up from the local Dollarama. It's a 4-weight. And I made it the same size as last week's project, the bee stitch. But the raspberry stitch will take more stitches. So anyways, go grab some cotton and a pair of 4.5 mm needles and come join me. So I'm going to show you how to make the raspberry stitch, also known as the Trinity stitch today, and I will be making it as a dishcloth. So I'm busting my cotton yarns, and you know what, today I went to the dollar store to get some because they've had it for 2 or 3 years, and today they had none left. But I'm still going to bust my stash. I have a lot in the back room and I can still get more. So anyways, what I'm using is Easy Knits, and it's your typical 4-weight yarn. So I'll be using the 4-weight along with 4.5 mm knitting needles. So I'm going to show you how to cast on. And we're going to need more stitches with this pattern because it sort of pulls the pattern in and makes it a bit smaller. So I have to add some extra stitches for it to turn out the same size as my other dishcloths. So to start my first stitch, all I do is I hold my yarn, I take it, I twist it, and then I grab the yarn and pull it up through, and there's my slip stitch. Just like that. And as I showed you before, there is 2 ways that you can cast on. One is to knit them on. And all you do is you put your needle in your stitch like you're going to knit it, put your yarn over, pull it up through, and slip it on the needle. And you can knit them on. But I don't want to knit them on this style. I want it to have a bit of a thicker edge. So let me start this one over and show you the style that I'm going to do it. And I'm sure there is probably a name for each way to do it because they both work. Just like there's 3 different styles of knitting. There's continental, there's English, and there's something else. So anyways, for this cast on, I just put my needle behind the stitch, not through it, but right behind it. Put my yarn over and pull up a loop and feed it on. So we will be needing 52 stitches cast on. Now I did make this one earlier and I had part of it done, and then I realized I put on the same amount of stitches, used the same weight yarn, the same size needles, and the dishy was 1/3 smaller than the regular stitch dishy that I made a few days ago. So I measured out for how many stitches extra that I would need, because the pattern pulls the dishy tighter together when it comes to the clusters. So it made it come out smaller. So this is how you can cast on one way, or like I said, you can knit them on, where you put the needle through the stitches. I'm going to show you, they're a little bit different. Okay, so there's 4 of them. Just knit it. See, the bottoms are different. It's a little bit smaller. It's quite a bit smaller. So I like doing it this way. I just got to back off 3 of them and finish feeding these on. So go ahead and cast on 52 stitches, and I will see you back in a minute. So now we are going to purl all the way across the first row. So the first row is purl all the way across. You take your knitting needle and you stick it in the stitch backwards through the front of it. You take your yarn, you wrap it around, then you pull it up through. Make sure your yarn is always in the front for a purl stitch, because all it is a backwards knit stitch. So I'll show you again. Put your yarn, your needle through the stitch, going downwards. You take your yarn, wrap it around, and pull it up through. So we're going to purl all the way across for row 1. We'll be alternating this row. Row 1 and row 3 is purl all the way across. So go ahead and I will meet you at the end. Now I'm not going to make any borders on either end, so it's just going to be the raspberry stitch from the top to bottom, side to side. So now we're going to do row 2. Row 1 was purl across. Row 2, we are going to knit, purl, knit into this very first stitch. So you put your needle up through, knit, you don't take it off, then you bring your needle up around to purl. Oops. To purl, we also need our yarn in the front. Put your needle down through to purl, bring it up, put your yarn back to the back again, and knit up through the front. That's a knit, purl, knit. And then in the next stitch, we will purl 3 together. So to purl, we have to keep our yarn in the front and purl 3 together. If your stitches are tight, this probably will be very difficult to do. So try to keep them a little bit loose. Okay? And we do these 2 stitches to the very end. So knit, bring your yarn into front. Oh, that's scraping on the table. Purl, bring your yarn to the back again, and knit. All right, put a cloth under one of my needles to try to stop that scraping sound. And then the next stitch, we'll put our yarn to the back again to knit. Oh, sorry, back to the front to purl 3 together. So purl 3 together. Bring it to the back again because we're going to knit, purl, knit into the next stitch. Knit, purl, knit. Oops, so hard to reach. And our next stitch, we'll purl 3 together. We're going to do this all the way across. It looks like I'm a little bit of an amateur here because I'm struggling with these needles in this position. I have to apologize for that. Knit, purl, knit, and then purl 3 together. Bring it to the back, knit, bring it to the front in the same stitch, purl, bring it to the back, and in the same stitch, knit. Then bring our yarn forward and purl 3 together. Put our yarn in the back again, and in this same stitch we're going to knit, purl, knit, all in the same stitch. Oops, put my yarn back. It is. Yarn ahead, purl 3 together, and do this all the way across. I'll show you one more. Knit, purl, knit. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I made it to the end, and this is what your work should look like at the end of row 2. I end it with a purl 3 together. So this is the back of the work, and then when we turn it over, we can see our little bumps starting, our little berries, raspberries. So now to do row 3, all we do we purl all the way across. So just purl all the way across. For row 3. Every alternating row is purling across, and it's only a 4-row repeat. So this is row 3. Go ahead and purl all the way across, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so I made it across row 3, and this is what it's looking like. You can see the little berries popping out better. And when we turn it over to do row 4, we're going to make another set of berries, but they are going to counter, they're going to be pushed over to the center one, is where they're going to be gathered up. So let's start row 4. Okay, to do row 4, we will start it by purling 3 together. Now when we did row 2, we knitted 1, purled 1, knit 1, all in the same place. Well, this time we're going to purl 3 together, and that's where it's offset, right above it. Okay, and then in the next stitch we will knit 1, purl 1, knit 1 in the same stitch. Knit 1, purl 1, knit 1. And we're going to repeat these 2 stitches all the way across. Purl 3 together. Knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, all in the same stitch. Oh, let me do that one over. I'm having a little bit of a hard time to hold these. Knit 1, purl 1, my goodness. Oh, that's what it is. This is being pulled to the front. When I can keep the needles tucked into me and knit, I am one fast knitter. I need to order an over-the-head camera holder. That would help so much. So go ahead and I will meet you at the end. So I'm coming up to the end. My last 2 stitches, purl 3 together, and then knit 1, purl 1, knit one, all in the same stitch. That's how we will end this round. So this is the back of the dishy. We turn it over, we have another row of berries. I have a dishcloth that I'm using with this stitch and I just love it. It gives a free flow of flexibility and it's a great scrubber. So this is a 4-row repeat. So our next round will be purl to the end. And then the round after that, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, all in the same stitch. And then purl 3 together. And then the third round would be purl to the end. And then the fourth round will be purl 3 together, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1 in the same stitch, repeat to the end. And we will be repeating those 4 rows till the length that you would like to have this. So you can make this into a tea towel, washcloths. I'm making a series of dishcloths because I'm into a new place and I would like to show off some of my work and have them in my new home. So I'm going to make some more, and I will see you in a minute. Well, in a minute on here. So now I'm casting off, and how we do that. Knit one, slip one, and pass it over. I need to adjust my camera. And put that back on the needle so that we can knit it. Slip one, and the one we just knitted, we can pass it over. Put that back on the needle to be knitted. So always the one that we just slip on, we'll have to knit it, because when we do knit it, it makes it easier to pull it over because it's stretchable. And then just pull it a tiny bit to be the same tension as all of your other stitches. So knit one, slip one, pass it over. Put it back on the needle, and again, knit one, slip one, pass it over, put it back on the needle. Knit one, slip one, pass it over. Knit one, slip one, pass it over. And do that all the way to the end, and I will see you there. Okay, I have 2 stitches remaining. So I'm going to knit one, slip the last one, and pass it over. That last one is from the row below, so it's one line shorter. So I'm just going to knit it. That will also make that stitch adjustable, so we can cut our yarn, but leaving a little tail for darning. Cut our yarn, and we can just pull it through. And that is our beautiful raspberry stitch. Look how flexible that is. Now the light is shining through it, but here you can see. And the back of it is pretty smooth. These are great for scrubbing, and they're so flexible. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and like and subscribe my video, and watch for my next dishy. Bye.